Just a few days ago, I uploaded a video to my YouTube channel, short video actually, explaining how to run a Stable Diffusion on a MacBook computer or workstation computer, effectively allowing anyone with those machines to generate as many images as they want for absolutely free. It's really quite amazing technology. Today, I've decided to take things to another level and I will run a Stable Diffusion on the most powerful GPU available to the public as of September of 2022. I'm talking about the NVIDIA Tesla A100 with 80 gigs of HBM2 memory. That's a behemoth of a GPU based on the Ampere architecture and TSMC's 7nm manufacturing process. So yeah, that's the same architecture running on the RTX 3000 series, except that A100 is a data center grade GPU, or how NVIDIA themselves call it, an enterprise ready Tensor Core GPU. Unfortunately, I don't have an A100 at home, but Google's got plenty for us to experiment with. However, using this type of GPU requires contacting Google Cloud's customer support and submitting a quota increase request. In my request, I explained that I wanted to use Stable Diffusion, therefore I needed one NVIDIA A100, the 80GB version in the US Central 1 region. The A100 with 80GB specifically is in public preview, but still more than enough for this purpose. So I already went ahead and submitted that request. Google approved it, and now I'm ready to configure a VM with the most powerful GPU attached. Okay, now in Google Cloud's Compute Engine section, I clicked on Create a new VM. Then I went to the GPU section and selected the NVIDIA A100 80 gigs. In doing so, will configure an A2 Ultra GPU 1G machine type for me, which also packs 12 vCPU and 170 gigs of RAM. As for the boot drive, I will select one of the images on the Deep Learning on Linux category. Specifically, I want to select one that comes with CUDA support out of the box. Keep in mind that if you don't install CUDA, Stable Diffusion will fall back to CPU inference, totally killing the purpose of what we're doing here. I will click create and it takes Google like 2 minutes to provision the VM. Okay, now everything's set and I can SSH into the monster and finish off the installation of NVIDIA's drivers. One of the options that you get with those drivers is the capability of splitting the A100 down into multiple GPUs on the same VM, but I will leave that task for another day. Okay, so going back to business, I choose the Stable Diffusion UI repo as it comes with a bash script that will automatically download and install all the dependencies. It also starts a web server ready to get prompts and spit out images. Okay, so the installation procedure is actually pretty straightforward. You just download a compressed folder, unzip it, and run the startup script as instructed in the repo's README file. After just a couple of minutes, the user interface starts in port 9000. So in order to see Stable Diffusion on your screen, go back to Google Compute Engine, copy the external IP of your virtual machine, paste it in the address bar in your browser, followed by :9000. The first time that you send a text prompt, the server will keep downloading stuff in the background. So wait a couple of minutes before retrying. And that's pretty much it in terms of configuration to make a Stable Diffusion run on the NVIDIA A100. If you want to replicate this experiment, there's a few things that you need to know. First is you might need to create a firewall rule to allow access to the virtual machine in port 9000. Number two, the $300 free trial for Google Cloud Platform is not eligible for deploying virtual machines with GPUs attached, including the A100 of course. And number three, deploying the infrastructure shown in this video will cost you $836 per month or $1.15 per hour. Thank you so much for watching and I will see you next time.